Hey everybody, and welcome back to Devil Dagger here in Gnomoria. Last episode we expanded a little bit and started getting our metal supply built up. In between episodes I went ahead and bought the rest of the copper that the merchant was offering. I also cleaned up the fort a little bit, not very much. But I did come to the decision that I wanted to go ahead and create a crypt for our loss of Dumbledano, who is still resting right here by the ambassador's house, which the ambassador probably doesn't appreciate, but I don't really care. Dumbledano was one of the founders of Devil Dagger. He deserves to be laid to rest, and I'd rather keep him out where the sun is shining, where he spent his days toiling in the sun, bringing food and cotton for our gnomes, and our yaks for that matter. So I went ahead and cleared out this whole section, provided some supports for it as well, because like I said, I really don't like the fact that you can just clear massive areas without the thought of a cave-in. I do like that in games where they actually include the fact that they need structural integrity in their mines. So we're going to go ahead and dig a ramp down for Dumbledano, and I think a good spot for him will be right here. So we'll dig that ramp down, and then we'll have somebody bring his body to rest. Alright, and now that I think about it, I'm actually going to need another ramp dug down in order for that to function correctly. This is completely irrelevant to the gameplay, but I believe that our dead need to be honored, so I will go ahead and get that set up and remove the ramp here. And you might be thinking, well, why are you wasting the time to do this? And it's because our gnomes deserve the proper respects. I mean, I wouldn't like for someone to just forget about me. And so we'll go ahead and put this as priority 1, pull from Dumbledano. And we will have the corpse brought down. Mind you, the body will disappear eventually, so it will be an empty grave because he does decompose, but it's the thought that counts. And Dumbledano has been laid to rest, and so we will go ahead and say dig a hole here to completely fill that in, and we will replace the floor around him. Some nice marble blocks. And you have to make sure to dig the hole from above, that way they don't actually go down there and get trapped. And you want to fill that hole. We'll fill it with dirt. And thinking of it, we actually need to go up here to our stone carver and have them build a nice statue for Dumbledano in memory of him. Go ahead and build floor, smooth stone floor, just so that we know that's where his body is laid to rest. Actually, you know what? No. What I want is is it engraved? No, it's water engraved floor, because the water engraved floor actually looks like it has writing on it. And let's see if our statue is done. Our statue is ready. We'll go ahead and do that there, and then designate stockpile. And as soon as our gnomes actually get finished, and we will write, here lies Damble Dano. And we will suspend that. That way nobody actually comes and does anything to it. But as you can see, it kind of looks like there's writing there, and if you click on it, it'll say, here lies Damble Dano, which I like. And just to make it so that it doesn't look completely terrible down here, go ahead and grab some of these torches here. And I'm not entirely sure how we... Okay. Go ahead and set that up as well. Just the outside perimeter for right now, just to get some lighting in here, like I said. It's not that important, but at the same time, I do want our gnome to have some kind of respect in the sacrifice that he made as he tried to take down a bear, which may not have been the most intelligent decision, but it does happen from time to time. Our gnomes, they bite off more than they can chew, unfortunately. A lesson to be learned. Hopefully, those that come after him will learn. Alright, looks like. Alright, the lighting is being set up so that it's not dark, and those who want to can come down here and remember him. It might share a corridor with the mine, but this is much more important than the mine, in my opinion. Alright. Got the pathways all set. And looks like our dirt stockpile is full, so we're going to go ahead and increase that by another 2, just so that our dirt does keep getting pulled and we won't have to deal with dirt golems. On that note, we also, if our wheat farm gets too big and we try and expand too much, our wheat straw will actually turn into a straw golem. And I'm not entirely sure how much straw it takes. I think it's 250, if I'm not mistaken, to turn into a wheat golem. But right now we shouldn't have a concern for that. Very few tiles actually have any straw on them, and we're fixing to come to winter, so our yaks will eat through some of the stockpile during the winter time when nothing is growing. Alright, let's check on our ambassador and make sure he doesn't need anything. Nest, how's it going? Okay, requires nothing at this time. Fair enough. Alright, and let's see here. Oh, we have our copper anvil. Excellent. That means we can build our blacksmith. Go ahead and grab a marble hearth, and we'll go ahead and use the orange wood bellows that's already there. And now I'm trying to remember how I wanted this set up. Did I want it set up like that? No. Because we actually want our gnomes to be able to walk through here. So we'll set it up like that. Go ahead and get everything going. Alrighty. Oh, they're building marble hearth. Okay. Just trying to figure out what they were doing. Let's go ahead and set up the masonry area. Just to get a little bit more worth in our kingdom. Trying to attract some more gnomes. Not to mention it also helps to attract larger raiding parties, which can serve as a source of meat and skulls for that matter, if we do decide that we want to use skull helmets. To replace floor and smooth stone floor for the walkways. Go ahead and get this set up. we're gonna go ahead and just take this all the way back through there. And terrain, replace floor for the torches. Let's use a carved floor for our torches, just to make it a little bit different. And I'm gonna attempt to place the floor underneath these workshops in the carpenter's area again. Unfortunately, it didn't work last time, so here's hoping that it will actually work. We're gonna go around the center this time. Pray that that actually makes it so that they can create more planks when they need to. And our other workshops already have the planks underneath them, so that's good. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and set that up, queue it up, and he goes ahead and gets it going. Excellent. Awesome. Now all of our planks are actually set up in there. I think it's a very nice room. It could probably use a little bit more light over here, but for right now it should be more than fine. I think we need to clear up this general goods stockpile right here. It's looking a little crowded for my taste, so go ahead and grab some more. Actually, now that I think about it, what I'd like to do is we're going to go ahead and remove this designation, and just to get it how I actually want it to look, so we will do that and that. That way they won't stock anything actually on the walkways. And unfortunately, this means that we're going to have to set up all of our transfer routes all over again. So that's a little unfortunate, but it's okay. It's for aesthetic reasons, to make things look nicer. Alright, and we go ahead and remove that designation and that designation, and it's all one stockpile now. Awesome. Alright, so set this up as general goods. And this should be accepting blocks, pretty much anything under stone except for raw stone. We'll go ahead and set up all the wood, the coal. Everything else is okay except for corpses. I do not want corpses here, and that's actually under body parts, so. Get that, take that away. Furniture, good to go. Alright, and we'll move that around as we need. Go ahead and pull from general goods. Unfortunately, when you start messing around with your stockpiles trying to get things the way you want them, this is the work that you have to go through, so. In between episodes, if I notice that I missed something, I'll go ahead and fix it. But I figured I would show you guys, that way if you wanted to play along with me, you could actually do the same sorts of things. That way you don't have to have your gnomes or wondering why your goods aren't actually getting to where you need them to be. And I think that's it, actually. Alright, good enough. And we're gonna build some crates to try and... Wow. You have a lot... Oh! Those are all the crates that didn't get built earlier. Okay. They actually got removed. Okay, and so we'll have some birch crates that we can use for something else in the future, I guess. Go ahead and build some barrels with what type? We have a birch barrel and some orange wood barrel. Let's use the birch barrels, because I do not believe that we have any, what is it called? Orange wood right now. We actually have a wool bag. Interesting. Well, it doesn't look any different, so I'm gonna go ahead and just tell them to build that there. And then we will have cotton bags for the rest. Go ahead and get that set up. That should be more than enough storage for our crops for right now, because all that it's going to be storing is seeds. And oh, that's actually a good point. I need to take it so that they don't pull seeds in here. I would rather the seeds stay there. Don't pull any clippings. Straw is okay and grain's okay, but clippings and seeds I don't want in the stockpile. Alright, they're getting to work on that, trying to move everything around. And there's still some dirt here that I would like for you guys to pick up soon. And there's a few things outside that I would like for you guys to pick up at your earliest convenience. Alright. And this has been a cleaning up episode. I do apologize if you guys don't appreciate that, but it is something that you have to consider. If you just have everything strewn about your fort or your colony, you won't know where it is, and it'll take longer to get everything where it needs to be. How much stone do we actually have? 49. Alright. It's good enough for me. Alright, so we have our blacksmith, and we can start creating some better pickaxes once we have access to the higher metals and the regular hand axes. We can create the ball peen hammer for the weaponsmith and the armorer, but unfortunately right now we don't have the metal to do that. An alarm bell is actually a pretty good investment because your gnomes can ring it and it'll order everybody basically to come to the Great Hall and wait. Unless, of course, they're warriors, in which case they won't wait. Alright, things are starting to look very nice in the general goods stockpile now. Awesome. Go ahead and move everything around, guys. Just make it so it looks much nicer. And this... okay, good. Our tailor is creating the bags that we need. So we're starting to burn through some of the stockpile of cotton that we have. And do we... I don't believe we have a bone carver. No, we don't. We don't have a crafts gnome right now, unfortunately. Because it would be nice to use this pretty substantial stockpile of bones for the statuettes, because then once another merchant comes along, we can actually trade those statuettes, because a regular statuette has a base value of 8, and you can actually create statuettes in the stone carver's room as well as some pet rocks if you just want some trade goods. You can also come over here to the wood carver and they can create statues, statuettes, and puzzle boxes. And the statuettes and puzzle boxes are merely for trading. Like, that is their only purpose in life, is trading. So alright. Got a nice walkway established at least, and our masonry workshop is starting to look a little bit nicer. I think I'm gonna have 3 stockpiles here. One here, here, and then one in the middle here. But I think these are gonna be just blocks, so we'll go ahead and get that set up. For right now, we only need 1 stockpile, which is 4 marble blocks. And go down into that. And if they are storing them in general goods, I'd like them pulled here, because it would make things much simpler. And we'll go ahead and use a birch crate for that, if I actually click the correct thing. Man, these gnomes are doing a fantastic job keeping this place looking nice. Might have something to do with the fact that there's an enormous amount of crates right here, but I would prefer it. Oh, man. I actually didn't want the bones there. Ah. Alright. Well, that'll teach me. Don't want limbs, bones, or skulls. The prosthetics, if you didn't know, you actually can create prosthetic arms, hands, legs, and feet in this game. If your gnomes happen to lose one, you can give it a metal one, which actually is better for your gnomes in the long run. It makes it so that they can hit harder, run faster. It's not much faster. I will say that much. It's not that much faster, but it does help. And now they're starting to pull some of the straw in. Although why they're not... Can they not put it into... Oh, that's right. It's a straw pile. It doesn't actually go into the bags. And it's only 16. Ugh, gosh. It's been a little while since I played the game. At least messing around with stockpiles. Alright, and we'll go ahead and create this stone pathway here. Just to kind of show how our gnomes move about the fort. Go ahead and build another torch. And some of these things might actually get me in trouble with the goblins. Might raise the kingdom value. Oh, it's already risen a good 1,000, so we're sitting at just over 7,500 right now. Alright, well, we'll see what kind of raid we get next time the goblins come visiting. How far away are the goblins, actually? The busy grip. They're 3 days and 3 hours away. So what that means is when you get attacked by the goblins, the Goblin Kingdom will wait 3 days and 3 hours to hear news about whether or not your kingdom has fallen as a result of that. I'm not sure why this has an orange wood barrel on it. That's very odd. Did I tell them to build that there? I guess I did. Odd. Okay. I did not mean for them to have an orange wood barrel there. But back to the goblins. So they'll wait exactly 3 days and... Oh, no, that was... Somebody just moved that barrel there for some reason. I'm not sure why. And I have messed up the floor. Okay. That was odd. After waiting 3 days and 3 hours, the Goblin Kingdom will decide, okay, well, they killed our forces, so we're going to send another force. It will then take another 3 days and 3 hours for the forces to reach you. So essentially you have roughly double the amount of time in between attacks for the goblins to attack you. And I just want to make sure that this stockpile didn't get messed up as a result. Because nope, it still existed above a non-existent floor. Okay, that's odd. Okay, did I already set these up? No. As you can see, our food stocks are getting a little high. They're starting to approach the 350 range, and that will attract a new type of raider called a mant, which is just a giant standing ant. And they can be pretty nasty, especially to an ill-equipped kingdom. So I'm going to tell my kingdom to start cutting and felling these trees just to try and curb some of our food stocks. This might end up biting me in the behind due to winter coming, but I would rather not take the chance of being attacked by mants right now because we do only have a militia force. And who else is supposed to be... What time is it? It's 5:40, so that should mean the Blazed Bakers are supposed to be fighting right now. The other one is Chase Watson. Chase, what are you doing? Are you sleeping? Chase, you had one job. One job. Guard the entrance. It's okay. I'll forgive you this time. Alright. Well, guys, I think that's as good a place as any to go ahead and call it an episode. We have a yak bone in that stockpile. Odd. But I think that's as good a place as any, and our autosave already kicked in, so from everybody here in Devil Dagger, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope to see you around for the next one. Y'all have a great one.